Whew. Doing some cardio, well, steady state cardio before I go to work. How long have I been at it like this morning? Probably, I want to say close to 30 minutes. And if I go fast enough and I focus hard enough, I can seems like that's the case for a lot of people. Like, I can honestly, like, taking out the logistics out of having to go anywhere to get my workout done has helped a lot, because I used to do that. I did that for all throughout my 20s. I had to leave the house to go to a gym to work out. That was like what helped me get in the zone. But now I'm the complete opposite. I'm 30 now, and it helps so much to just do my workout at home. So my steps in the morning, I drive 9 to 5 job. After work I come back, either throw some dinner together, like literally in the convection oven, so I can work out and then go eat and then go get ready for bed, or morning, awesome, or I come home. I don't worry about dinner because my partner will make dinner, and I'll work out, or I train other clients here in town. Oh, cool. Yeah. I'm kind of just getting into the groove of the 9 to 5, so yeah, life, feels kind of a little bit slow in that sense, but I don't know. Like I wake up at 4, so from 4 to 9 does not feel slow, and then my 9 to 5 feels kind of slow, and then oh yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, like, I feel like I'm out all the time, so like when I am home, it is like me time, so this is kind of a bit of me time. This is my time to like get my mind right, get my mind focused and all that, and that's pretty cool. Good for you, getting on a good routine. And how long have you been doing that for? How do you like that level of consistency? And some water. I like to put my watch, like the step tracker on my watch, on my ankle, because I'm on my treadmill. Nice. And then instead of having it around my wrist, it's on my ankle. Then I have my laptop here, that's what I'm leaning my phone on, and I can hold on to the handlebars here so I don't fall off, since it's a manual treadmill. Whew. I gotta make sure, speaking of the pedometer, I gotta make sure it's still going, because sometimes it stops and I don't realize it and have to wake it back up. So yeah, that's kind of a little watch. It's like supposed to go, it's supposed to go around your wrist, but I think it's 34.78. I think it's still going. Hola. Hablo poquito. Necesito más practicar. That's kind of all I know how to say. My sister's really good. The whitest chick you'll meet, and she's really, really, really into it. She like dated someone who only knew how to speak Spanish. Like that's how good she is. Do I look like Ellen DeGeneres or something? I'll take that as a compliment. Oh, cool. I know a lot of people have like the, you know, the typical Apple Watch or Fitbit or something. This was just a knockoff brand on Amazon. It's really on the cheap side. I just needed it to work. I just needed it to work and to connect to my phone. So, hey Connor, good morning. It's been up since 4, now it's 7:40. I'll have to leave for work in about 50 minutes. I'll leave about 8:30. It's been going pretty good though in the last three and a half hours. Está bien, gracias. Bien, yo también. I was trying to practice this earlier. Tienes buen día. Yeah, exactly. As long as it tracks the steps, who cares what it costs? Exactly. Yeah, I was kind of dead too. Yeah, it's kind of second nature now. Like, there's just no negotiating. It's like my boyfriend, it's easier too because my boyfriend gets up at 4 also because he leaves for work by 5, gets to work by 5:30 or 5:20 and starts by 5:30, whatever. And so it just makes it easier. Like if I get up early too, then I have more of a day, right? Because once I finish my 9 to 5, I get home. Yeah, totally just a habit at this point. I mean, sure, like I'll get, both of our alarms will go off and I'll be like, ugh. And my boyfriend's like that too, but we're just kind of like zombies for, just like zombies for a second, but it's just a non-negotiable. Like it's just, we've committed to it. And I think about how, like on the days where I don't want to wake up, I think about how the rest of my day is just gonna suck, honestly. Like how I'm gonna miss out on the rest of my day. It's gonna suck. I'm gonna feel far behind. I'm gonna have to make up all of these steps later. I'm gonna have to get in my exercise somehow else when I already know that I only have like maybe an hour. Like if I'm done at 5, I don't usually get home until like 5:20, 5:30. Then I change, and tonight I'm gonna go train my client for an hour, so from 6 to 7. And then my boyfriend makes dinner tonight. And so I'll go home, I'll eat, get ready for bed, and go to bed by like 8. So there's just no way to get in any exercise other than this. So exactly. I'm more tired on the days I take off in the gym and the days I go. Exactly. Hey sisters, says hi. Hello. How are you? Good morning. What kind of training? Strength training. Mostly just using dumbbells right now since I'm not going to the gym. So I'm just doing a lot of at-home dumbbell work. I have like a couple, I have three pounders, which is like nothing, right? But I also have, my heaviest one is 25 pound dumbbells. And I have some other sets that are in my car. I think I have like 5 or 6 pounds somewhere around here in the room. So yeah, right now I'm just focusing on dumbbell workouts. Like I need my, let's see, trying to work on certain parts of my body so that I'm ready for my next show. Trying to work on my diet so that's helping me out too. I think there's something so nice about seeing the sunrise. I don't nearly as often as I should be. I get it. Yeah, totally. Like whenever I go over to train my morning clients at 7 a.m., we get to see the sunrise. I mean, given there's trees and a building in the way, but like the sun kind of creeps over on the side. So like half of the grass that we're on is sunny and the other half is shaded. So if it's too hot, we just go over to the shade. If we're cold, we go over into the sun. And that's what we did pretty much all summer. But yeah, it just feels really good. The fresh air in the morning feels really good. Good morning. Hey sisters, like your name. Yeah, I've competed in 3 shows. The first 2 I did completely on my own, just to kind of experiment, get an idea of if I like it or not, or if it's doable. Uh-oh, flashlight's here, he's trouble. Bring on the trouble. Anyways, so, and then the 3rd show, I thought, okay, I'm gonna actually commit to getting a coach, because the first 2 shows, I did them on my own. I realized I really like it, and I didn't lose any weight. I didn't pose properly. I just needed assistance, so I got a coach, and boom, dropped like 20 pounds. Oh no, goodness no. INPBA, I think, is the natural bodybuilding organization, which is kind of interesting. I never was actually tested, even though I think they said that in a natural bodybuilding show you do, just so that you're not lying, you know? But I don't remember ever being tested. Yeah, so I did my 3rd show, dropped 20 pounds, and had a freaking 6-pack. It was cool. So the morning clients, a couple afternoon clients, they just want to get in better shape. They just like what I do, and the morning clients, they're like seniors. They're pretty old, they're pretty up there, all retired, so they just need to keep moving, and so I just help them pretty much keep moving. It's nothing super intense. I mean, I wish I was training people who are actually capable of doing really, really hard workouts. Maybe not CrossFit workouts, but strength training workouts, because these people you push them at all, and they're just like, Like, they just want to do very light things. They want to do stretches. They want to do movements that, like, doesn't break a sweat. But they keep coming back, and if that's what keeps them coming back and keeps them keeps them, I don't know, active as they age, then good, then that's what we'll do. So, but yeah, I have been thinking about like how I want to pivot my strength training class that I've been doing. I've been instructing on Thursday evenings for the whole town of Proctor, the whole town of which I live in. They're all the same. Like, they are all kind of up there in age, physically have not taken very good care of themselves, so they need a lot of training to get themselves in shape and get themselves out of daily aches and pains, and so they need very gentle training as well. And that is why I would like to find a class of much more able people so that I can, it's no offense to the people I train, but I think that was my initial interest, was to train people who are already in relatively good shape so that we could do much more intense workouts. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool to have psychology clients. I guess I hadn't thought of that, but I just don't know what would be my deliverable. I don't know what I would be, what would I coach them on per se. But no, I don't do CrossFit. That's too against my personal philosophy of longevity. I like to do things that kind of build my foundation and not break it down. I kind of feel like CrossFit, yeah, you can get super strong, but I care a lot about good form. And I mean, I'm sure there's parts of it that are really good, but there's also other parts that I'm not crazy about. I think I would rather get into calisthenics, if anything. I took a handstand class a couple summers ago. That was pretty cool. Turns out I was doing handstands wrong this whole time. So that was pretty interesting to relearn how to do a handstand, which you would think, how is that a priority? I don't know. It's just an interesting class to take a couple times, once or twice a week. Yeah, CrossFit's pretty rough. Whew. So yeah, playing music in my earbud right now and shuffling my list, and sometimes it's fun to just close my eyes and sing the song out loud, and as I'm doing the cardio, it's kind of entertaining. So yeah, of course I do. As well as I know how to do bicep isolations, back isolations. Like, I know in the bikini division, your glutes have to be top notch. So yeah, I do plan on doing a lot more glute work. It is kind of a challenge to I know, right? I know that when I'm working out from home, it's a little bit harder to get in. I don't want to say it's hard to get in sufficient workouts, but if you're only using dumbbell as opposed to also getting in other modalities like cable and other forms of resistance, barbell, things like that, you know what I mean? You're not getting other modalities in there. You could argue, and not as much weight too, right? Like, oh wow, that's really awesome. That's awesome, and to be able to keep that off too is like, that's awesome. Congrats. I just worry that I might not be utilizing progressive overload if I just have 25-pound dumbbells as my heaviest, you know? Like, I know I could do RDL a lot heavier than that, but it is also good to work on the basics and to focus, and it's probably just a phase. I think the biggest reason why I don't want a gym, one, it's logistics. I just don't want to drive right now. I don't live by one. I don't have one close by. It's like literally 15 to 30 minutes in any direction to the closest gym, and I just won't do it anymore. I've done it for almost 10 years and I just won't do it anymore. So that's why I work out at home. It's also more cost efficient. And I'm just not interested in being social about it. I think that was also another thing. People would go to the gym just to be social, and the gyms just weren't that great. That was my other point. It was just the gyms were not that great. They were just basic. 24-hour fitness is just so very basic. If I am going to invest in a gym, I want it to be very bodybuilding focused, like Gold's down in LA or something, you know? I don't want any more of this nonsensical, like as if the gym is just a social event and nobody actually changes and all that. Like, that's pretty dope. 3 gyms within a 10-minute drive, that's really cool. Whew. And even when I worked at a studio gym, in the last year, I worked at a studio gym for a year, and I quit about a couple months ago and transitioned into a regular 9 to 5 because it just wasn't it for me anymore. And now I work right by that gym still, and I refuse to go. It's stupid expensive for personal training. And that place gave me a lot of perspective. So I'm in California. I'm just in such a small town that all the gyms are in the bigger cities surrounding. I find most of the people around motivates me. Exactly. I used to go to a gym and they always help me just by being around. Right? Yeah. And so I did that. So like, I live here. Let me give you a visual. I live here. I had to cross a bridge, pay a toll just to go to this gym. And I thought, okay, I did that for way too long. And yeah, I thought it was worth it at the time. Now I'm like, I won't do that again. That was too expensive. And like, what for, right? Then I was going to a community college over here. And so I thought, okay, I'll get that. It was the same. It was still 24-hour fitness. It was just a different gym now. So I go to school, drive out to school, go to the gym on my breaks, go back to school, go home. So that made sense, except for when I stopped going to that school, or if I wanted to go to the gym on a day I wasn't going to school, that was a long, like 25-minute drive. wasn't worth it anymore. Then I was working, then I went over here and I was working on a movie theater for God knows what. Don't care about movies really all that much. I've hardly ever watched the movies. And all that, and so, but they had a 24-hour fitness right next to it, so I was working there, and then I go to the gym afterwards. So everywhere else except for where I live, there's no gyms. I don't understand how I should drive on the roads. It's hoping for another day. Yeah, seriously. It's a difficult balance to maintain muscle while losing weight. Honest. On gym base, highly 100% the fat percentage. I'm constantly thinking about, and that's why I'm doing steps. I'm not doing like high intensity cardio. That's why I'm doing steps right now, because I'm breathing, I'm sweating, but I'm gonna be just fine after this. It really takes me like 5 days, if not longer, for hunger to actually start kicking in. But then at that point I know what to do. Whereas if I were running high intensity, which I love running, I really do. I want to do more races, and I want to run the marathon with my brother next year. Like, I love running. But long term it beats up your body. And then I get hungry in like a day or two. And there's just no way around that. So it just sabotages my efforts. So walking is where it's at. Strength training is where it's at. Build that muscle. Eat that protein and fiber. Fat percentage comes down. It's difficult. It's a difficult balance to maintain muscle while losing weight, losing fat. I hope my step tracker is still working. That's awesome. Whew. Walking is how I lost the weight, along with a really strict diet. Yeah. Yep. When I did my third bodybuilding show, it was during COVID. Ironically, it was during COVID. I got my coach. Everything shut down. And the gyms all shut down because I still had a 24-hour fitness gym membership at the time. And I did everything through diet. I pretty much lost the 20 pounds through diet and some hill sprints, because I live on a hill. That was my cardio, hill sprints. I didn't have this treadmill at the time. And that was kind of it. Like, I dropped that weight from dieting alone, pretty much. Yeah, the ironic thing is, for most of it, like the first 4 or so months when I dropped all the weight, that took me like 4 months. But I was like in the deficit for a total of 8, which is a no-go. I wasn't hungry until I hit that 4th month. Then I was like, oh shit, this is for real. Like, I need some sustenance back. My body does not like being this low. Although I looked phenomenal. Like, I had a standing 6-pack. I had really lean legs. It was awesome. My shoulders popped out more than they do. Like, it was just super cool. Like the genetics. Thank you. I know I like running. I've always, ever since cross country in high school, I got into cross country. I was the cardio bunny when I was in high school. I probably gained about 15-20 pounds in high school just from all the cardio I did, because I could not control how hungry I was. I was just eating all the time. And And even after high school, I kept up with the running. So I still love running. I would say I'm a pretty good runner. I would say my cardio has decreased for sure. I cannot run 3 miles in 30 minutes anymore or less. I think I was running like 27-minute mile or 27-minute 5Ks, which for high school, I guess that was pretty good. I wasn't that great. I was honestly one of the last people all the time, but still liked it. I think it was because I gained like 20 pounds. You can't run with that much extra weight on you. I would have done a lot better weighing a lot less. Just being honest, how confident did you feel in the gym when you were shredded like that? Oh my gosh. I was so confident. I was like, my clothes were loose and baggy, like, I was like looking at my veins all the time, like, it was just dope. It was really, really cool. And even now, like, I can kind of see the vein here, like, in my arm, because I'm not that far off, I'd say. Like, my arms are still pretty skinny. So I can still kind of see the veins in my arms, but it's very, very faint compared to where it was. At the time, it was like pretty clear, and it was just, you could see them all the way up my arm. It was really dope. I cannot wait to do that again. I mostly am like excited to work on my glute tie-in, because that was just barely starting to come through, but it made me realize that I didn't really even have much of a glute tie-in. My glutes need a lot of work. Ironically, I mean, when I'm about 140, which is where I'm at right now, you can't see that, right? Like, I don't have much of a thigh gap, I would say. My legs rub together. But when I'm about 125, definitely have a thigh gap. I fit into all my skinny jeans that I have kept for years. I can't fit into them right now. I think stretches into your body feeling good is a huge part of it. If I didn't have motivation, I would have failed for sure. Oh yeah. Or heroin, that's great for weight loss. Oh gosh. The jokes. Let's see. Thinking of putting a different end of that pole. I don't really have any other questions now I think about it. I think we're kind of like on a good topic, an exciting topic here, in my opinion. I like talking about fitness. I will say sometimes my watch, I'll walk for about an hour and a half. It has probably been, let's see, now it's probably been about an hour, and my watch, both of my watches, I have two, just stop tracking my steps when I'm walking, and it's so frustrating because it says I'm at over 6,000 now. 4,000 more to go. I'm exhausted already, to be honest, and I have to go in like a little bit more, in like 23 minutes. I gotta go to work. So hopefully I'll get some steps throughout work, and then if I walk this afternoon to go train my client after work, that'll get me some more steps. And yeah, that'll get me my 10K steps. It'd be nice to just knock it out in the first thing in the morning, but it sometimes doesn't always happen. So let's see. Talk gym all day, that and finances. Is that what your 9 to 5 is? Are you in finances? Yeah, I'm walking an incline. Oh, it definitely feels like it's worth something. I can like kind of lift up the back end so that it's a little bit flatter, but then I have to actually have my hands on the rail, so I'm actually pushing against it, so it feels like it's even harder. Whereas if I just make it super incline, then I'm just like going. Like I have no other option but to stop or to keep going. So yeah. Yeah, can't you walk to work? No. Again, I'm in a city where I have to drive about at least 15 minutes to get anywhere, so this town has one gas station, one convenience store, now there's 2 coffee shops, but there's a high school and a middle school and a pool. There's also a factory, a sugar factory here. So it has a lot of rando things that just are here historically. But there's no actual grocery stores, there's no gyms, there's antique stores, there's a fuck ton of antique stores here. It's like ridiculous. There's art stores, there's anything you don't need, it's here. So every time I tell people where I live, oh, that's such a quirky, cute little town that you live there. I'd like it to be like a cool town. But I don't. I'd like it to be like a town that makes you think, all right, dang, that's cool. And like, wow, that's awesome. But no, everyone that I tell where I live, they're just like, oh, I love that town. It's so cute and quirky. And oh gosh. So let's see, I've got about 20 minutes now. But I think what you meant by can't you walk to work? So I can't walk to work, but I can walk to downtown to where my client and I will meet, and I'll train her, and then I'll walk back home. So that should be at least 1.5 miles total, maybe. So that should get me my steps. More antique stores and grocery stores is an interesting balance. It is. Yeah, it is not a balance. It's but yes, definitely. It's very interesting how that has managed to happen. And here I'm trying to like get a strength training class. I'm trying to like kind of just get some normal shit in this town, and people resist so much. Like I have only had maybe 10 people in my class one time this whole year, and ever since then it's been like 5 at the most. People resist. Like I've given them a freaking exercise class so that they don't have to leave town, and you can't get anybody to be, oh, sorry, that's, too late, sorry, I have something else, sorry, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, there's always an excuse for why they can't take advantage, or why they can't go, and I really just think that they're resistant. People are very reserved, and people are very resistant here. It's a very small town thinking. Like, we're in a community, we're off the radar, we're in an unincorporated city, so I don't know if that also plays into it, and people just don't realize that subconsciously it plays into like their behavior of being like off the radar. But yeah, they're totally just like, if you don't see me, I don't exist. I feel like half the houses here in town are just vacant because nobody comes out. A lot of people here in town, because they know they live so far away from the city and all these big cities, that they work from home and they don't leave their home, and so I feel like I'm kind of a bigger picture thinker, and a bigger picture thinker needs to go into bigger picture cities, if that makes sense. Unincorporated, so in terms of counties and county lines, and if, for example, I started a business here, my fitness and nutrition business, in the last year as an LLC, and in order to get my business license, I had to either file with the county or the city, and because my city is unincorporated, it does not fall within the lines of certain jurisdictions, I think it is. It's considered unincorporated. You'd think that every plot of land that's even a city would be incorporated, right? Like it would be accounted for, basically, but it's not. And so, yeah. So yeah, I think that subconsciously plays into, and this is kind of a psychology thing, right? It subconsciously plays into people's behavior of how they wish to be treated. They wish to be left alone, not bothered, and stepping out of their comfort zone. If that's just, I don't know, that's just silly. That's just a smokescreen of excuses. This is different. This is not yoga. This is like, ugh. But anyway, so I think next thing I gotta do now I only have like 15 minutes before I have to leave, so I quickly just need to go do some makeup. I curled my hair last night and it's just up in a bun right now, so this is getting a little girly. I know we've been kind of talking a little less girly. Don't you think that kind of independence is kind of nice, though? Go out and have a decent day. Not sure what you mean, Connor. But yeah, I need to go put on a little bit of makeup, get into my clothes, make sure I didn't forget anything for my lunch, but I grabbed my lunch bag. Got my headphones. Whew. You ever feel like once you're done actually doing your cardio, I get cold. Like my body temperature drops like really quick. I like readjust to my normal temperature again. Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm not coordinated. Oh, okay. I thought you said I'm not incorporated enough. I'm not coordinated enough for backwards walking on treadmill. It takes some practice for sure, and I don't think I would be either if I didn't have handrails. I use the handrails like 99% of the time. It's hard to walk without them. So yeah, I thought if like we continue the conversation, I would just go downstairs, put my eyeliner and whatnot, but I could also dip out too. I didn't answer your question, Thug, if that's your Thug. I didn't answer your question earlier. Yes, I'm trying to stream when I can, right? Every morning is sometimes what I can do. I streamed on my lunch break one time, but that was kind of boring because I didn't feel comfortable talking very much. Yesterday I streamed like how I make my protein waffles for breakfast, and so yeah, I've just done different things. So yeah, subscribe. So I mean that sounds really cheesy, but like, you know, more like I'll let you know. I guess my notification thing will let you know when I'm back on. I wouldn't say I'm terribly consistent, but I'm not also terribly inconsistent either, if that makes sense. I'm trying to create, so my goal is to, like, now that I have just over 600, it was my goal yesterday on my stream to get just over 600, and that was accomplished. So now my goal is to get to 700. probably by this month. That would be super cool. So I think I just need to be live streaming a lot more, and I think that's what kind of gets people's interest. So it's one thing to make staged videos or shorts. I personally have found the most success in live videos, just being personable with people and answering questions live that way. So thank you. Yeah, that's been cool. If you guys need a little bit of furry pets in your life, this is Prince. Ain't he cute? He thinks I'm down here to pet him. He and his brother from another mother, like, just want to be pet all the time, seriously. So yeah, Connor, go get yo shit done. Try it. Okay, but yeah, sounds good. We'll catch the next stream. I've got some stuff to do. Haha. Whatever you gotta do. I know we're always doing something, right? To be is to do, and we're always doing something, so